Hey, what's going on, folks? It's Creative Duelist here, representing Team FDK, and I've been making decks creative since 2016. Welcome, folks. Today, I'm here with my Gravekeeper deck profile. I'm going to go ahead and talk about all the card choices and all that good stuff in just a moment. Make sure you check out the links in the description. We have a Facebook group, please check that out. We're also sponsored by Int Gaming. They sell a variety of items, such as mouses, keyboards, and mats. So if you want to purchase anything from Int Gaming, use our promo code TeamFTK10 to get you 10% discount on anything you shall purchase through Int Gaming. And we also have PayPal if you'd like to support us on a personal level. The link will be in the description. But yes, folks, got my Gravekeepers, did a bit of tinkering, and I wanted to try a few things. And I just wanted to give you my build. But yeah. I do apologize as well. Some of these cards are warped, so I know like there's picky people in the comment section, but yeah, I can't help it. You know, I've tried like putting books on like the warped cards, and they just go back. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get right into the meat and potatoes. So starting off with the monster lineup, I've got the triple Gravekeeper Commandant, pretty standard. Discard him, he's your terraforming to search for the Necro Valley field spell. Got the triple Gravekeeper Spy. When he's flipped up, you basically bring out any Gravekeeper with 1,500 or less attack from the deck. Spy, I know like the ratios used to go down because of like how, you know, when we got new Gravekeeper support, but like the ratio is completely up to you. You can cut this to 2 or you can play 3 obs, but it's up to personal preference. I do play the double Spiritualist. You can play the third copy because I only play like 2 of the Supernaturalists because I've only got 2, but you can fit an extra copy if you want, but like I feel like 2 is enough. It's like once you make like 1 Spiritualist or at least 2 at best, you should be winning. Like there really should never be the situation where you need to make the third one. But yeah, that's just my opinion. And then I've got the double Recruiter. I used to play 3 Recruiter, but Recruiter, the problem is like there's just better cards to play, and plus because of like some of the new support cards, we reduced the numbers, and like it's kind of the same boat as like Spy, but Recruiter's just there to search practically any Gravekeeper monster with 1,500 or less defense from the deck, so it's pretty good in that aspect. And then I've got the double Nobleman. I used to play 1 Nobleman. It's literally up to personal preference. This is what I like about Gravekeepers. It's like there's no right or wrong answer in terms of certain ratios. So like you can play the 1 Nobleman if you like, or simply play 2, but it's up to personal preference. And I play the double Headman. Headman is so good, especially like if you have any like Gravekeeper monsters you've already used, and he just helps you like extend and make more plays, which is pretty good. And then 1 Descendant. Like Descendant, I've always played like 1 Descendant. I used to play 2 back in like the older formats when Gravekeepers was a little bit slower, and how Gravekeepers were like used to be really good. But like 1 Descendant is just enough, because there's times where, you know, you won't have monsters to tribute, or like you want the monsters on the field. 1 Assailant. You can just cut Assailant, because Assailant does kind of conflict with like Lynx. His effect is kind of redundant on Lynx, doesn't do anything to him. And then the last Gravekeeper monster I play is 1 Heretic. Pretty much just a beat stick, and it's unaffected by everything while you have Necro Valley. That's going to round out the monster lineup. The reasons why I don't play hand traps is purely because I do play Royal Tribute, and I'll talk more about that later. Then for the field spells, triple Necro Valley standard, just screws up the whole, pretty much the whole game strategy and your opponent's graveyard strategy, so they can't do anything. Triple Throne, it has 2 effects. You can either search for any Gravekeeper monster, or you can just double summon, which is pretty good. You can normal summon another Gravekeeper monster. Then I play 2 Hidden Temples. It's literally Vanity's Emptiness as long as you have a Gravekeeper monster and Necro Valley on the field. So I think 2 is pretty good. I played 3, but I just kept seeing like this way too much and just not seeing my Gravekeeper monsters to fulfill the requirement of the you know, of the effect to not make your opponent special summon anything except Gravekeeper monsters. Then double steal. Gravekeeper is still just a kind of warrior returning alive back to Gravekeeper monsters and just abuse them. 2 Pot of Duality, because of course the deck is slow because it's a stun. It's kind of anti-meta inherently, so Duality is definitely a must to play. 2 Allure, just to kind of seek answers. This is a new addition. 2 Super Poly. I like Super Poly in certain matchups, like because there's certain monsters like Gravekeepers cannot deal with, even with Supernaturalist. So you just use like Polymerization to just like steal their monster, and you just summon a stronger monster. And then I play the 1 Royal Tribute. I've only got 1. You can play 2 or 3 because I know this is like not on the list, but the reasons why, like, I'm actually happy with 1 or the 2 or the second copy even wouldn't hurt. The problem is Royal Tribute can brick as well. If you don't have Necro Valley and you draw a bunch of Royal Tributes, it's such a bad hand. It's just a weird hand, and it's bricky. And there's certain matchups where this is not good in. And also, like, if you play hand traps, this conflicts because then you end up ditching all your hand traps. That's the reason why I don't play hand traps as well. Then 1 Mask Change for my Master Hero was Dark Law. 1 Terraforming, the additional Search, and the 1 Regeki. And then the traps, just double Imperial Tombs, pretty much negation. I do play the Solemn Family to stop any summons, and then the 1 Temple to kind of weaken my phone ended up cutting out, but I pretty much finished the main deck. That was the last card to talk about, which was the Necro Valley Temple. But yeah, I'm gonna go straight into the extra deck. So I've got the double Gravekeepers Supernaturalist. I only play 2 because really, like, the third one, like, you should be winning with only 1 or 2 at least. But like, you can play the third copy if you like I mentioned. There isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer with certain ratios with Gravekeepers. But I've got here all my Super Poly targets, just in case I can't deal with certain like monsters. And I got the 1 Dark Law because I do play the 1 Mask Change too. And this is just some options you can play in the extra deck. Utopia package, and of course the links. 1 Wee Witch, some Nightmare stuff, and 1 Borrowload. Like, you could play Pot of Extravagance. I don't have it because it's just, I can't afford it. Even with the reprint, I just can't afford it. But like, if you do have Pot of Extravagance, I do recommend playing it, because the only time you will touch your extra deck is to make like the Gravekeeper Fusion, or your Super Poly targets, or the Mask Change 2, or if there's just certain scenarios where you need to make like something different. But yeah, that's pretty much it for like the main deck, extra deck, and the whole profile. But yes, if you guys enjoyed this video, just let me know. Give me your like thoughts and comments. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I'll see you guys next time.